scratch the other one.
Scratch the other ear. Welcome to a terrible football show. This is episode 10. I'm Alex Latt with Sparky3. Hopefully you're having an incredible day today. Whatever day you are listening or perhaps watching this podcast or our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Sparky3. If it's liking the video, subscribe to the channel, be a friend, tell a friend. We'd greatly appreciate that. Tyler is here in studio as per normal. Tyler, how you doing? How you feeling today?
Pretty good. A little cold outside, I ain't gonna lie.
That's what we wanted.
About pull a Charlie horse sitting in the car.
That's rough. That's rough. You probably need to get that checked out. Once again, coming back for 2 weeks in a row, we once again have another guest, and it's still Shane. Shane, man, how are you feeling today?
Woo damn pig. I know it's moral wins, but I'll fucking take it.
I mean, that is a moral win. That was a moral win for you guys. So, Overall, I think it was a good game. Besides the ref issues that I kind of caught the wind of afterwards, because I didn't watch the game, but it seems like there was a lot of issues in that regard.
Yeah.
The first half was a lot worse than the second half, but the whole game was terrible as far as
officiating.
Yeah.
Like when dude was 5 yards in the end zone and they tried to spot it 6 yards short. 6 inches short.
Yeah.
That made no sense.
Right. Well, we'll be talking about that here in a little bit. We're going to be recapping some NFL Week 11. Going to be recapping College Week 12. And looking ahead, NFL Week 12. College Week 13, which is basically the last full week of college football. Starting next week, we do have conference championships. And we also have FCS Round 1 playoff predictions. FCS playoffs have started for this upcoming weekend. So that's going to be pretty exciting there. And also with us getting into like conference championships, soon bowl games, the FCS playoffs and stuff like that, we are going to be retiring our Game of the Week picks. So for this episode, we have a terrible game we're going to call out. We have an FBS Game of the Week. FCS we are putting down for the season since the playoffs have started. And next week will be the same thing. We will no longer have terrible, and we will no longer have the FBS Games of the Weeks. Also, one little quick friendly heads up to everyone listening. At some point during this show, I could randomly get up and leave the show. I'm expecting a package that I have to sign for and I cannot miss. But if that happens, no big deal because I got both these guys here to run the show for me for those couple minutes. If you could, go follow us on Twitter at TerribleFB and you also go check out the other shows like Lighthearted Gamers, which we do have the live stream for the Game Awards coming up here on December 9th. You can also go check out NMN Plus and talk about movies and stuff. And lastly, if you want to support us further, the Patreon is a great way to do so, but don't feel obligated. Just be a friend, tell a friend that you're listening and watching. Shout out to Andy, our Tier 1 patron. Appreciate the hell out of you. All right, boys, before we jump into all the NFL talks, we go over how we went last week and stuff like that. Anything else that we want to chat about before we jump into everything?
I'm ready for them deviled eggs.
I know you're ready for some. So am I. My aunt's going to be making some deviled eggs, so I'm pretty pumped up
relish?
for that. I don't know how she's going to be making it. She just said she'd make them, so we'll see.
Some people put relish on them, some people don't. So
I don't know. Either way, I'm excited, man. Love some deviled eggs.
My mom sticks to the classics. She's just half mayonnaise, half mustard, and with relish, and moves on.
Right. While we're on this subject, what are some of you guys' favorite dishes for Thanksgiving?
What about we rate what about we pick one of our favorite, one of our least favorite?
Okay, good.
Mine's pretty obvious. Deviled eggs.
Deviled eggs, yeah.
Damn near everything else.
Are you guys a turkey or ham?
Ham. Fuck turkey.
I'm ham.
I'm ham too, but my family's turkey.
That's unfortunate.
I have to deal with it.
Turkey's not bad. It's just ham is far superior.
That's when you go over to Harps and go ahead and get you a ham.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad is a very traditional guy. He's very heavy in family tradition and cutting the damn turkey with the damn wishbone in it. That's his fucking thing.
That's his thing.
So.
Yeah. I'm a green bean casserole guy. Enjoy that. Sweet potato casserole as well. I got some bomb-ass recipes for both. Yeah. Some homemade mashed potatoes, deviled eggs.
That's what it's like.
I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time with just those things right there. And then, of course, dressing. Got to have dressing. That's a fact.
Yeah, I think my favorite thing when it comes to Thanksgiving is going to be mashed potatoes, my dad's homemade giblet gravy with rolls. By far my two favorite things.
So I know where I'm going Thursday.
And then, hey, you're more than welcome to come over, bro.
I got you, dog.
We're going to be watching football. Fucking.
How many eggs y'all make, though? That's the truth.
That's a deal breaker for him. He needs a lot of eggs.
I got my whole damn tray right here. I'll bring you my tray.
It's like 48, bro. We make a ton of eggs.
Y'all going to eat the rest of them?
I will.
Because that's just my plate, dog. I I gotta have my own little plate, you know.
So
we got to think over the years. My family's kind of we started at 6 back in 20 when everybody graduated, and it's kind of dissipated as the years have gone.
At first, I thought you meant 6 total eggs. I was about to.
No.
I hate when people
6
do that.
family members. So we started off with more eggs, but then like as my family kind of like started doing their own thing, we just kind of.
No, you gotta keep them eggs count up, man. You can't lower them because people leave. You gotta keep them.
Keep them going.
Keep them about 100, 120, you know.
So, Tyler, let me ask you, when it's time to dig in, it's time to get your plate, like, do you just literally get a plate of nothing but deviled eggs and then come back for everything else later?
Nah, this is what I do. My first plate, you go 6 eggs because you don't want to be stingy. You get 2 to 3 rolls. You get about 2 to 3 slices of ham. You can go ahead and make your little sandwiches. And then once everybody else gets their first round, then it's free game. Then you grab your own little plate, because usually there's 2 plates when I was growing up. I always grabbed a glass plate because it looked like you got more. So just debo that thing. Let everybody else. And then once everybody's done eating, then you go back and just kill the rest of them. We don't have deviled eggs left over with me.
I would imagine that with how much you talk about eggs.
They fucking good, dude. They so damn good.
Speaking of eggs, we were talking about ramen last week. Between ramen and hamburger helper.
Yeah.
I made some ramen Sunday night. Put some fried eggs in it.
There you go.
Boy.
Fire.
That's the best way to have some ramen, dude. Just pop an egg in it, man.
Put some hot sauce in it.
Yep.
I'm just too basic because I don't even think about that. I know some people throw some cheese up in it.
No, I would never.
I ain't never done that.
Nah, I've never done cheese. It sounds weird.
Yeah, I would never do that.
I don't
Just a
know.
little slice of cheese, you know. Nothing too fancy.
That sounds weird. I don't know about that.
We're not
one.
talking like cheese dipper. We just
I know.
Go.
Just a slice of cheese. That sounds weird, though. I don't know about that one, bud.
See, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to go all out. I'm not going to get the Velveeta fucking plastic sliced cheese and throw that bitch on there. When you put it in the microwave, it just like burns on the edges.
Right.
Man, I hate when that happens.
Well, anything else, boys, before we jump into stuff?
I'm hungry as shit. I know that.
Me too.
Kind of got me in the mood for some food, yeah.
We should not have started this. I fucked up, man.
You fucked up by talking about deviled eggs, and just sparked my question, man.
So since we still in open talk, let's I want to hear your thoughts on this Spider-Man, the latest Spider-Man trailer, and thoughts on everything happening with it.
The trailer was awesome. The trailer was awesome, and I will say from like what I'm hearing, like the reason why we still didn't get any reveal for Toby and Andrew is because Sony wants to reveal them and push that. Marvel wants to keep it a theater secret, even though it's obviously not a secret at this point. But shout out to Sony Brazil for fucking up on their trailer and further confirming what we already knew. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
All right, so Tyler, I'm assuming you watched.
I may have seen that.
I'm assuming you watched the normal trailer though.
Yeah.
So you know the shot in the trailer where it has Spider-Man jumping at Electro, Sandman, and Lizard.
Yeah.
In the Sony Brazilian version of the trailer, they did not cut that portion an extra second or two shorter. So if you do a side-by-side shot comparison, when they're all jumping in the air, which I want to further shout out, just watching the normal version, you can already say, what the hell are they jumping at? Because naturally you'd think they would all be jumping at one Spider-Man, but it's very clear they're all jumping in different directions. But in the Brazilian version, there's literally a second shot of Lizard being punched by nothing. Because it's just another Spider-Man hitting him.
Well, it's so I watched this this YouTube channel. I'm actually going to give a shout out to them. It's the Quarter Crew.
I actually watched the exact video. It was about the deep fake.
Yeah.
Because I watched that literally just today.
Yeah, and then they came out, I think they were tweeting or something about the trailer and how they were going to do a video on it, because they did like some small sketches of putting the 3 Spider-Men together. And clearly you can see like Tom Holland Spider-Man's going after Sandman, and then Garfield was going after Electro, and then
Toby
I'm struggling on that.
Well, you said Garfield, I just immediately thought of the cat.
Man, I will say I feel bad. I feel bad for Andrew, man, because Toby, he doesn't do movies anymore. Really, he directs now. The last movie he did before this is Boss Baby as a narrator. Before that, The Great Gatsby was the last time I think he actually acted. So he's getting to set, smooth sail, and he's cruising through this. Meanwhile, Andrew's over here trying to promote Tick Tick Boom, which I watched. Phenomenal, by the way. So every promotion interview he does for Tick Tick Boom, they always have to ask about Spider-Man. So I feel bad for this guy because he keeps having to dance around this 24/7. I am not the werewolf. Andrew, you're the werewolf. Come on, man.
And see, the thing is about Toby, he's not going to have to do any kind of promotions for this or anything. And then he's going to slide into a multi-billion-dollar film and make a ton of money off of it.
I know. It's fucking hilarious. I did watch a Good Morning Today interview with Andrew, again, over Tick Tick Boom. And, of course, they addressed the Spider-Man thing. And, Andrew starts laughing. He's just like, you two are good at your jobs, but I'm better at mine. And I'm like, this sly motherfucker. This sly motherfucker. No, I'm pumped for the movie, dude. I'm buying all of our tickets on Monday. Every ticket that I have for a head count for who's going, I'm buying them.
You still got my head count, right?
Yeah, I got both you boys.
Okay, bet.
I got both you boys. So
I like it.
It's going to be a good time. We're going to the tavern. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Get a nice dinner delivered straight to your seat.
It's going to be lit.
It's a good time. It's a good time. Let's go ahead and jump into some football talk. We'll look at previous week predictions real quick. I went 9-6 NFL, bringing me to a 99.65 1 overall. I went 10-5 in college, bringing me to a 58.46. Tyler, you went 8-7 in the NFL, bringing you to a 92.72 1. 8-7 in college to a 49.55. Shane, for your first week for NFL, you went 8-6, and for college, you went 9-5, and we're still pending on that because one of your games goes on later this afternoon. That San Jose State game you called on plays this afternoon.
How are you 8-6?
Or he would be 8-7 actually. Yeah, he'd be 8-7. That's my fault. Yeah,
You and your damn numbers, man.
About 500, I'll take it.
Yeah. So hey, that's big wins there. We'll jump into some talking points for the week. So first up, we'll start with some college stuff as we normally do. Shout out to the running back from one of the running backs from Michigan, Blake Corum. Is that how you pronounce his last name? Corum.
I mean, I guess.
Well, he took a portion of his NIL money to donate 100 turkeys to some families in need nearby. Shout out to that, man. It's good to see that him doing it at college level, you know, because he's not making millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah, he ain't Bryce Young.
Yeah. So shout out to that, man. Shout out to you. Next up, let's give some predictions here on the college football rankings, college football playoff rankings. We are recording this on Tuesday, so the rankings have not come out yet, but we had some. So we had some changes go on this past week.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, number 3 ranked Oregon did lose to 23rd ranked. They were 23rd. 23rd ranked Utah. Michigan State, which was sitting at 7, I believe.
Yep.
They did get the dog shit beat out of them by Ohio State.
Man.
Oh, so how do you boys think the college football playoff rankings are going to go now? What's your predictions on this? Obviously Georgia's going to stay at 1. Who's going to be 2? Is Ohio State jumping up to 2? Because who was 2 before? Was it just Bama?
It was Bama.
So is Ohio State jumping up to 2? Is Bama getting knocked down to 3? Who's going to be 4? Where's Cincinnati going to fall? Where's Michigan going to fall? Which, Michigan, if they're going to come in at, let's say 6, they're going to get probably knocked out of that after next week anyway because they're playing Ohio State this weekend. It is this weekend, though. Yeah, it is this weekend. So how do you boys think, what's your predictions on the playoffs, what we're going to see later tonight?
So I think Georgia, of course, unanimous number 1.
Easy.
I'm taking Ohio State 2.
Okay.
Just go ahead and say Bama 3.
No, I'm dropping Bama. I'm dropping Bama 5.
Whoa, that's a drop. 2 to 5.
I'm dropping Bama 5.
They didn't lose. They just barely won.
I know, but that makes that struggle with Arkansas. Given I think the committee are kind of screwing Arkansas and not giving us the credit. I think we're a better team than what they think that we are. But then again, I could be a little biased. So
maybe just a bit.
These are just a little.
But then they struggled against LSU. They lost to Texas A&M. So in a sense, even though it's a better conference, they're in a kind of higher level area that Cincy's in, right? Mm-hmm. Had a bad loss, and then you struggle the next 2 weeks. I understand it's American and the SEC, but still, Bama's not the Bama of old. So I'm dropping them to 5.
Are you also dropping them to 5 just because you're mad at them right now?
No.
Okay.
Just a little.
I feel like it's just a little.
Maybe a little, but I'm dropping them to 5.
Okay.
And then 3 is hard for me because I don't think Cincy deserves that spot. I think Cincy goes to 4. No, I'm but Cincy 3 and Michigan 4.
Oh, okay. Michigan jumping over Alabama.
Damn.
Okay.
I feel that.
What about you, Tyler?
Obviously, Georgia.
Yep.
Obviously, Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Bama.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty obvious. Who's number 4? Let's fuck the whole world up. Let's go Notre Dame again.
Notre Dame up at 4.
Over Cincy.
Ooh, that would, that would bring some fire, man. That would bring some fire. I'm going to go with the basic bitch answer here. I'm going to go Georgia 1, Ohio State 2, Alabama 3, and Cincy at 4. I'm going to go.
Not Michigan?
Not Michigan, no. I would say Michigan's going to be 5, Notre Dame's going to be 6. I think that's probably going to be like probably the most basic, unanimous answer that most people, whether if you're a hard analyst or a casual fan, a lot of people's going to probably throw out there. I feel like it's going to be a lot of people's predictions, so I'm going to be kind of basic on it. It's tough to see Bama go down to 5, but I mean, I see your point. I do see your point. Those struggle wins, those matter. 'Cause, I mean, look at Michigan State. You know, they had a very good season, good win over Michigan, whatever. Ranked 7th, they get the dog shit beat out of them. They're not even top 10 anymore.
Yep.
Like they're going to drop very, very far.
I agree.
So yeah, I mean, those struggle wins, man, you know, they're important. 'Cause I mean, just look at Cincinnati. They've had struggle wins against shit teams like Tulsa, you know, and see where they are now. So I agree. I see your point. I just don't know if they're going to drop that far.
Let's fuck everybody up.
Uh-oh.
Oklahoma State at number 4. What you think?
Oh,
There's a debate there.
there is.
Who did they beat last week? I forgot.
Let's see.
That's a good question.
Texas Tech 23-0. But they also beat TCU 63-17 the week before.
Yeah, so I mean, there's definitely a debate there, but I think because the previous week they're at 9, I don't think you can move them up that far.
Yeah, that would be a high jump. At the very least, I could see them maybe getting jumped up to
Maybe 7, 6
maybe,
area, maybe
6. If they got bumped up to 6, who would get shafted is going to be the question.
Cincy.
Yeah, it would be Cincy. Cincy would 100% be the ones that get shafted.
Who'd they play last? SMU. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they actually did put up a good win.
And they play Eastern Carolina this week.
Yeah.
Don't hate on the Pirates.
Don't hate on the Pirates, he says.
I won't. Arkansas beat them in the Liberty Bowl back in the day.
Yeah.
So I'll take it. Even though it was barely, and Tejada barely got that field goal in there, but
Damn. Tejada, what a name. I remember, huh?
bro, that game was awful. It was at the Liberty Bowl.
Like 12 degrees outside.
Yes. And I'm talking, it was
Windy
back
as
and
hell.
forth, missed kicks.
Yep. Man, that's tough.
It'll be interesting to see how this weekend plays out because talking about Oklahoma State still, they got their big matchup against Oklahoma. So, if they beat the brakes off Oklahoma, for example, how high would they jump potentially? We'll see we'll see where they're going to fall come tonight because right now, obviously from the previous week they were ranked 9th. So we'll see where they fall on that. But it would be interesting to see how high they would jump if they beat the brakes off of Oklahoma.
The thing I want to see is what happens to Alabama if they lose to Georgia.
No, that's
what I want to see.
easy. That's easy. I think because I was doing some research the last 2 days or so. Since there's been a playoff, there's not been a 2-loss team in the playoff.
Ohio State.
They were 1-loss team.
They lost twice, didn't they?
No,
Because Penn State was in the Big Ten championship with the loss.
I'm pretty sure it was only a 1-loss team.
I don't think there's been a 2-loss team.
There's not been a 2-loss team.
I guess
So-
I was just thinking that second loss.
So where it'll fuck everything up is if, say, Alabama beats Georgia somehow, because there's no way in hell you can leave Georgia out no matter what.
What about Ohio State if they lose to Michigan?
Michigan's in.
What about Ohio State though?
I think. Well, yeah.
Man.
What, you can have 2 Big Ten and 2 SEC teams?
That honestly, dude, that's how I see it playing out. I see that how it's playing out. Right now, it's gonna be Ohio State, Michigan.
Because it'd be
Bama, Georgia.
because who would be number 1 though? So because you would have number 1 and number 2 losing, if the rankings go the way that we think it is.
Bama.
So then Bama being at 3 would go to 1. Michigan at 4 would go to 2, and
It
then
would be 3.
and then Georgia 3, Ohio State 4.
They're gonna find any way possible to not put Cincinnati in
Oh, 100%.
or Notre Dame.
The only way Cincy gets in, and the thing is, and you can't put Notre Dame over Cincy because Cincy beat Notre Dame.
Well, I mean, you can though. I guarantee you they do tonight.
I'm sure they do.
I can guarantee you Notre Dame will be ranked higher than Cincinnati. That is, I'm locking that in right now. They're gonna be higher than them.
Oh no, it's almost like this year should be like a clear cut favorite in Georgia, but yet there's so much drop between the second and 7 teams that it's
The third and 7 teams.
Yeah,
Because Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, they're easy top 3. Because you just never know when they're going to turn it on. It's that 4 through 7 that you just like, I don't know what the fuck they're going to do.
Well, even then though, but you got to look at all the questions that Alabama has right now. They're the out of Alabama, and Ohio State. Ohio State really hasn't struggled with anybody besides Oregon that they lost to. Other than that, they've been pretty clear cut winning games.
Yeah.
And looking good doing it.
Just did a fact check, by the way. There is never. He's right. There's never been a team that's had 2 losses.
It's just, I guess it was just my pissed off moment.
Yeah.
That I was thinking.
I figured my research is pretty good.
Yeah.
Because I remember they shafted TCU the year before too, and then they shafted us the next year, or vice versa. So.
Well, so talking about Alabama, Shane, do you want to get some frustrations out on that Arkansas game?
Man, and the thing is, my frustration's not even with Alabama. Maybe Nick Saban and this thing. I've been listening to a lot of Arkansas sports radio the last couple of days since after the game, and Arkansas Twitters and really Twitter period with all sports team. I mean, Bo Nix. You see, Bo Nix came out with an interview yesterday, saying that there's this Alabama Nick Saban, pretty much Nick Saban privilege.
Yep.
It's like that's what I have an issue with.
Well, you gotta think. Privileges can only get you so far. Ask LeBron. Yeah,
but the thing is with LeBron, though, he is either generally super loved or super hated. There's no in the middle.
Well, that night he was super hated.
Yeah, but I don't know. My thing is, it's not even just Arkansas. I mean, there's a game earlier with Tennessee and somebody. The SEC refs are supposed to be the best.
I got you. Right. I got you a question right here for both of y'all. Would you rather have the SEC refs or the replacement refs?
SEC
from the NFL.
SEC. Hands down.
SEC.
Don't even think about that. Those replacement refs.
Those replacement refs were bad.
That was rough.
Them SEC refs be fucking up a lot.
I mean, they do, but those replacement refs were way worse.
Yeah, that's not even close in my opinion.
I don't want to hear y'all bitch about SEC refs again then.
I mean, it don't affect me.
Right?
But
till Miami plays the SEC and
well, we stink, so.
I did see Penn State and Arkansas was projected a bowl like a week ago. So
yeah, now our 2 projections are playing Clemson or Texas Tech in the Gator Bowl.
Damn. Y'all just avoiding the Big Tens. I don't know if I would want Penn State to play Arkansas.
When does the bowls all come out? The week after conference championship.
It's the Sunday after championship Saturday.
Oh, so this upcoming Sunday.
Yep.
All right, dope.
So it's like college basketball, where as soon as that last one, they're already. Honestly, dude, Saturday night you could probably see some people accepting. Invites and stuff.
Right.
Honestly, I'm surprised they haven't started now. They try to beat that curve.
I'm ready for it because here on the show we are going to be calling every single college bowl game over the next few weeks. I've already got it all kind of slated out on which ones we'll call week to week, just based on when the games are going to be taking place. Since the games always take place in such a wide window, from they literally go anywhere from like Thursday to Wednesday, pretty much throughout a whole week. A bowl game can be going on.
And even the early games, like I know some of the super early games like are in like the second week of December or like Tuesday games.
Yeah.
Yep.
Our schedule for the games we're going to be calling is, since we were going to be recording Tuesdays or Wednesdays normally, any games taking place from Thursday to that next Wednesday, that's the range for that episode, is how we're going to be calling it. So I've got it all mapped out and everything. So I'm pretty excited to call those bowl games. And it'll also be fun to see it as years go on, because we'll see how someone can. Oh yeah, dude, you're really good at calling the Gator Bowl for some reason.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Also looking forward to calling all the FCS playoffs. Like I mentioned earlier, we are doing round 1 here in a little bit. But still talking about some playoff stuff here. Michigan State, man. Obviously they're completely out of it now. Was Michigan State overrated the whole time, or is Ohio State just that good? Because Ohio State started the season with a kind of an embarrassing loss to Oregon.
So I'll kind of go with this. Michigan State was always overrated, but not as much as people think.
Okay.
But I still think they're overrated. I don't think they were a top 10 team at all this year. Maybe between the 12 and 15 range, but I think Ohio State just came into that game and wanted to prove what they can do.
Yeah.
Because at least from me and the people that I listened to, they were not talked to. They were not talked about at all.
Right.
So they've been like the sleeper team that's been playing pretty well, been beating up on teams, doing what they're supposed to be doing, but yet no one's talking about them. And then they came out Saturday and made a statement.
Couple other talking points here with that game is number one, Tyler and I, we had this conversation earlier in the season here because there was no clear favorite. How's the Heisman looking now? I mean, do you guys believe that it's just down to CJ and Bryce? Is that our Heisman? Because, I mean, there was all this talk just a few weeks ago that Kenneth Walker III had his Heisman moment, which, don't get me wrong, that was a phenomenal game. 197 yards, 5 TDs against Michigan. That's a great game. But, after how this game went, is it narrowed down to Bryce and CJ?
I believe so, because in that kind of moment, everybody talks about a Heisman moment you got to have on the big stage. That man was held to 25 yards. 25 yards.
Yep.
And this is probably the biggest game of the year.
Yep.
So.
And what did CJ throw? CJ threw for 400-something yards?
400-something yards and 6 touchdowns in the first half.
Yeah.
He didn't even play the second half, really.
So that was his moment in you guys' mind. At this point, in my mind, it's CJ. I think CJ's the Heisman winner. Bryce has had some great moments, but I think CJ, that put him over.
That's the thing I was saying earlier. Ohio State, including CJ, they've just been playing this consistent ball.
Right.
That's kind of flown under the radar, where Bryce has major highs and major lows, major highs and major lows. Yeah, you can say he had a Heisman moment against Arkansas last week, throwing for fucking, 560?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, we were on our third and fourth string safeties, and Jameson and Mechie are just so talented. We were playing cover 3 cloud when deep coverages, and they were just running by us.
Right. Another conversation point here, and I already kind of proposed this to you guys in our group chat, is what happens now with Quinn? Quinn skipped out on his senior year of high school, went ahead, committed to Ohio State. He's on the team right now, as I'm assuming redshirt freshman. That's what CJ is. CJ's still a freshman, because I believe he was redshirted as it is. Plus, he got the free COVID year. So how's it going to happen there? I mean, if he goes on and wins the Heisman, I feel like that's your starter next year. So is Quinn going to just transfer? What do you guys think?
I think he probably will transfer, but in my opinion, I think he should hold out transferring for another year, because there's been this stigma with Ohio State quarterbacks.
Yep.
The year that they won the national championship with 4 different quarterbacks, and they all 4 ended up.
Oh, Carfell Jones.
Yeah. They all 4 ended up fizzing out after that first year. Because that next year after Cordell left, and then who was it? JT Barrett at the time.
Yeah, JT Barrett.
Yeah, so then them 2 quarterbacks left, but they still had the other guy that was damn good before Cordell came in,
Braxton Miller, who they switched to wide receiver.
Yeah, and he just kind of fizzed out. So I think Ohio State kind of has this stigma, at least in my mind, that they have these quarterbacks that play great for a year, and then the next year they don't really do much.
Oh,
right.
So if they do that, then Quinn needs to probably stick around, see where it's at. If Ohio State's the place he wants to be at.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what it comes down to.
And if Quinn transfers, he's going to go to a high-profile school. Easy.
Miami?
Quinn, huh?
Miami.
Okay, Quinn might be one of the only guys that I'd be willing to just go ahead and transfer in over our freshman. I'm going to be honest. Because Quinn, we haven't seen him play yet, but, Quinn coming out of high school, he's in the same realm, not on the same exact tier, but in the same realm as what Arch is being talked about coming out of high school. That's where Quinn falls in terms of how high he was in high school recruiting. Is he is talked about in the same levels as Arch. And, when it came down to it, to give some backup to that. The main reason why the guy left his senior year is because, I mean, he had all these money deals lined up for him, but because he was in Texas, I believe is what it was, he couldn't sign anything. So he was already an early grad. He was just going to play his high school, football season, and, said, all right, well, I'm going to go ahead and go to Ohio State then.
Well, if he goes to Texas?
Well, Texas might be back.
and comes to the SEC,
Hey, that would be something.
That'd
be something.
I mean, it's just, hey, let me go to Ohio State, rack up some money, and come back home.
Hey, Texas needs a shot in the arm like that, man, because Texas is about to come into the SEC and just get dog walked.
Yep.
So that would potentially give them the shot in the arm that they need.
Man.
But no, when it comes back to CJ, at this moment, I think he's my number one Heisman winner at the moment.
I think he is too for me, but like we talked about last week, I think no matter what, CJ or Bryce, whoever wins it, I think there'll still be an asterisk on this Heisman.
Yeah. Because there's just no one else, Because even like the thing that feels weird about this, about where we are right now in Week 12, going into Week 13 of college, is we feel like we have our Heisman front runner with CJ, and he's a freshman. Cool, he can maybe be here for the next few years, but we still don't feel. I don't feel like we still have a face of college football, and that's really weird, because I can't remember the last time in college football that we had that feeling of where there is no face. Yeah. I literally cannot remember the last time that was a situation, because I mean Trevor held that down since he came in that his freshman year. Beating out Kelly Bryant, I think. So Trevor has pretty much held that shit down since his freshman year. Justin, helped out whatever. Justin was, had his moment before that. Then we had Deshaun Watson before Trevor that did his thing.
Taj Boyd
was okay. Let's not jump the gun here.
He led him to the national championship.
Yeah, I mean, he did. Yeah, but I mean, in terms of just how we've had that consistent face year after year after year, and now we don't have one.
And and especially like since I've been watching college football, there's usually not just one face, but there's usually multiple.
Yeah.
And
we don't really have that.
We don't even have one.
Yeah, which is wild, because I mean, even with the multiple, you're right. Because I mean, look at the past few years. In terms of multiple, Saquon Barkley, I mean, he was a great face of college football. Baker Mayfield was a face of college football.
Marcus Mariota, Jameis Winston.
Yeah, Kyler Murray.
Like the number one pick in the draft this year, ain't nobody even talking about him.
Yeah.
Thibodeau.
Yeah, exactly.
I bet
no one's talking
about him. I bet unless you're an Oregon fan or you're
Pac-12.
truly into college football to where you kind of pay attention to everything,
or you're big into the draft.
Yep.
Yeah, you're not. You probably don't even know who he is.
Yeah, which is wild. It's so wild to me.
Fucking Aiden Hutchinson from Michigan.
Yeah,
nobody even talk about him.
Yeah,
either.
no one. I guarantee there are potential people listening to this show right now that have no idea who you just said, and that man could potentially be a top 5 NFL draft pick. Yeah, it's wild. We're in such a weird place right now with college football. We really
it kind of stresses me out, man. Like, I'm not used to this. Like, usually like fucking 5, 10, 15 players off the top of your name.
Yeah, usually you know at least the top 5, top 10 picks and where they're going.
Yeah, easy. But this year is just wild.
Especially with his quarterbacks, and we talked about it in our group chat. There's 3 quarterbacks projected for the first round right now. Mm-hmm. Matt Corral's picked to go to number 4, I think, if I remember correctly. Mm-hmm. And then the next quarterback off is a quarterback from Pittsburgh, which I don't know his name. Kenny Pickett's. And then you got...
The third one is a random ass guy.
Yeah.
I know that.
Was it Charlie Strong?
Yep. Charlie, your boy.
Yeah, Charlie was getting some potential first-round looks earlier this season, quarterback for Nevada.
Which is wild.
Which is crazy, because I think Malik is probably one of the most consistent.
Yeah, Malik's only had a couple, bad games, but other than that, he's overall pretty consistent. Now Malik's not being talked about of even going in the first anymore. I don't know. And then we already know Sam's out. At best, Sam's a late second at best at this point.
Early third.
Yeah, early third. That's best where he's going to fall.
This undrafted USFL.
No, just watch. Sam's going to go super late second, early third, hell, even late third, and he's going to come out and probably be one of the best quarterbacks. Isn't that how something?
Yeah, that is how it would go. Yeah.
Always happens.
It happens. It does. It does. I mean, let's dial it back a little bit. Let's go back to 2012. There, in my opinion, there was no reason for Russell Wilson to go as late as he did.
Yeah.
There was zero reason. The guy played consistent at NC State.
He was short.
He had a really good year at Wisconsin. I know he was short. That was
That's the only
it.
thing.
That was it. But there was no reason for the man to go. I think it was third round. There's no reason for that.
And the thing is, back in 2012, it's not really because really people got rid of the stigma of short quarterbacks after Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Right.
Was that the
Luck
draft
RG3?
with,
Yeah.
It was the year before with Nijay Manuel.
Yeah, I believe so.
Was he
11?
in 2011?
I believe
Cam Newton's
so.
draft?
He was the only quarterback.
Then no, because
13?
11 was
it 10?
No, 10
Dude.
was Sam Bradford, so it'd been 13. 13 is considered one of the worst NFL drafts in history.
When did Jameis come out?
15. So it'd be 13 that came out because that was the one with Eric Fisher and Luke Jockle at 1 and 2.
Man, I could have swore I was in high school when that happened. God damn, I'm getting old.
Wait. I was still in high school in 2013.
Because I had to deal with Casey talking about Jameis and fucking Nijay. Once Nijay got picked, I was like, son of a bitch. And then fucking he did tell me Dalvin
Yes, it was 2013.
Yeah, he did tell me Dalvin was going to pop off before he even got to Florida State. So, I mean, I guess he does.
Get some
I
right.
mean, he also thought Francois was going to be good. So, DeAndre Francois or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that man. I was watching.
That man.
Well, I was leading into this. I was watching Kevin Kelly's special in overtime season last night,
Damn.
and his two quarterbacks were Charlie Wise and Nathan. Forget his last name. But anyways, in the special, he's like, "Y'all just love throwing picks." He's like, "You know how I know that? Because y'all do it all the time." He's like, "I love pizza. I eat it all the time." And that's how I see Francois. He just loves throwing picks.
Garbage. Speaking of garbage, Dan Mullen got fired, finally.
About damn time.
Yeah, it's about damn time.
Guess whose name's up there in the coaching?
Who? I didn't see a name yet.
James Franklin.
Oh, is he?
That motherfucker's in every single.
He is. He's in every conversation, man.
And Billy Napier too.
Yeah, but
And Lane Train.
Yeah.
Man,
So
it's like the same 5 fucking
It
guys
is.
that are like everywhere, just everywhere.
yeah, it's those, and then Matt Campbell's another one. Luke Fickle's another one.
Matt needs to. He needs
Speaking
to
of coaching,
pull the trigger and go.
how fast do you think the Michigan State coach was trying to get home to sign that contract?
Oh, I know. Mel Tucker with that fat ass contract, and then gets the shit beat out of him. But I mean, hey, I don't think the contract's necessarily a bad thing for him. I think they probably still feel pretty good about it because I mean, in just a half of a COVID season and now his first full season, he has turned the program around. It's going to take some more time, but we'll see if he continues to get the shit beat out of him by Ohio State in coming years. Then they'll be like, okay, maybe that contract was a fuck up, but I did see those memes and that was pretty funny.
Is he going to be the next Jim Harbaugh, where he's good, just can't get over the hump?
That's possible. Because that's the best way to talk about Jim is that he's good. He keeps the program relevant, but he just can't get over the hump.
James Frank.
And that's James Frank too. And Tyler, being a Penn State fan, I've asked you this before, but with where we are now in the season, is James Frank gone in your mind? Is this it? Is he out of here?
No.
So you think he's staying?
I think he's tanking enough to stay. He's pulling that Gus Malzahn.
Okay.
He's not doing too much to get paid, but he's not doing too much for them to fire him or to leave.
I don't think Penn State will fire him. I think if he does leave, it's going to be on his own will.
Yeah.
And I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, and I don't see that happening because, isn't he from that area?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's hard to draw somebody
Then
away
again,
from home.
like Blake Anderson from Jonesboro and left. I mean, I understand that his wife died and everything, but I didn't see him leaving either.
I did. I knew. I didn't know it was going to be
that last season.
I didn't know it was going to be so quick, but I knew once because I was living up there at the time. So when we all got the news that his wife passed away, I knew it was not going to be long, but I didn't think it was going to be that short of time, and I didn't think he was going to leave the way he did. But
I respect the hell out of him though.
Oh yeah,
He can come back anytime he wants.
Anytime.
Well,
Get Butch Jones out of there.
Yeah, but Butch Jones may not be around much longer. We'll see.
Butch Jones is butchering that program.
Also,
He's killing it.
You said Blake Anderson was going to get fired. That motherfucker was 8-2 before the last game. He's not getting fired.
You're right. I did because I haven't really been paying attention to Utah State, and I watched them. I think it was an early game. One of the games they did lose, they got blown out.
BYU and Boise were the only two before Wyoming.
They like got schmacked, and I was like, That's looks tough for Blake Anderson. But you're right. I think they'll keep him around.
Yeah, he's doing his
Keep
job
him around
there.
for now until he can catapult to another job potentially.
Yeah.
I think his what's his next move though?
That'd be the big question.
I think his next move is probably got to be a Power 5 coordinator.
That's my thing.
I think
too.
he's content right now just to stay probably 5-10 years and then North Carolina maybe.
I don't know. The right job's got to open up, and North Carolina is one that could open up, just depending on when dude wants to retire.
Yeah.
What was that Mac
Brown?
Yeah, Mac Brown. Yeah,
Which
depends on when he wants to retire again.
yeah, again.
Man.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's hop over to some pro talk, Tyler.
Let's talk about some USFL real quick.
Oh yeah, that thing got. You sent that. And I was looking. I'm like, what the hell is this? I didn't even catch this.
Yeah, they're opening up in what was it, April?
Another spring league to potentially fill.
I think they said they're gonna play games Friday and Monday,
Okay.
which is really weird.
The only league like that I have any faith in right now is I know it got shut down thanks to COVID is the XFL,
Yeah.
and it's just because The Rock is funding it at this point. He owns it. He bought it out from.
He said we're not filling this thing.
Yeah. That's the only one that I have any faith in it right now. Like this one that you sent, like I have no faith in this one right now. Like we'll see. It may last the season.
Yeah, that's why you send a group chat, pick your team. I'm like, man, I'm not touching any kind of additional football league until I know they can last through half a season.
I will
Not
say
the spring
this.
league.
I will say this. I'm sitting here saying that I have faith in the XFL because of who's leading it, but AAF, man, I had a lot of faith in
Dude,
that league.
that
with who
was-
was
I
leading
did
it.
too.
There was a lot of big names on that team.
That's really, and also another thing that burnt me on those kind of leagues, man, because I was invested.
That was such a train wreck of an ending too.
They said they ran out of money like the second week.
Yeah.
They just kept it going because they're like can't really back out right now. And then
Yeah. So
shit just
when
hit
it
the
comes to
fan.
this new league, we'll see how it goes. But I will say, normally when it comes to these leagues that come up, I'm able to like look at the roster, like look at the logos alone,
Yeah.
and look at the cities, and immediately get a vibe where it's just like I'm gonna rock with you. It happened with AF, happened with the XFL. For the XFL, New York Guardians was my squad.
Yeah.
For the AF, Orlando Apollos was my squad. I was able to get a vibe. I looked at all these logos and I'm like, man, I can't get a vibe
Because
from a
they're
single
all
one of
from
these.
the 80s.
Yeah,
They're literally bringing all the logos back.
Yeah, I don't know. New Orleans Breakers kind of called to me a little bit, but
Houston because Jim Kelly.
I don't know.
At first it was Birmingham, though. That's why you seen that unsent a message.
No, yeah,
But yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. I don't have a vibe for that. Talking about NFL,
Derek King gonna run that motherfucking league. You know that, right?
hey, if he does, props to him. Props to him. Let him go down to Houston. Let him
Him and
go.
old Cole Kelly.
Hey, let him go run it, dude. Let him go run it.
Cole Kelly's killing the FCS right
He
now.
is. He is.
You know who's not?
Who?
Rand Heffley.
Man,
on now.
that week 1
And week 2.
and week 2, and it's all gone downhill. Maybe they'll figure it out.
How you go from scoring 84 points in a game to just barely scoring 15 now? And you go for 2 every fucking time.
That's Kevin Kelly,
Yeah, that's Kevin Kelly, man.
man that never punts.
Yeah, he's sticking true to it.
That's like what I told y'all last week with Ohio and Michigan State. So it's gonna be 51-10 or 13-17.
Right.
That's the same way with Kevin Kelly. He's gonna give you some points, or he's just gonna wave at you as you see the 8 points on the scoreboard.
Right.
It's embarrassing.
All right, Tyler. I'm not going to let you change the subject again. I know you're trying to avoid it. Tyler, how are you feeling about Buffalo? I know you're trying to avoid it. You just did it twice.
At least it was Indianapolis, though. You know how I always pick them.
Yeah.
I wanted to pick them last week.
Should have
But
picked them.
You peer pressured me into Buffalo.
I tried to peer pressure you into picking the Utah State-Wyoming game. And if you would have picked Wyoming like you normally have, you would have won.
I know. I should have.
But anyway, how you feeling about your Bills?
There was a lot of people out for being sick, according to Facebook. Man, Josh is I seen something this morning that said Justin Herbert is what Bills fans think Josh Allen is.
I can agree with that.
And that makes a lot of sense. Because, I mean, Josh, he's up there, but he makes some fucking mistakes.
Right.
But also Buffalo makes a lot of fucking mistakes.
Yeah, I think at this point the Bills are just the Bills.
Yeah.
I mean,
if we don't make the playoffs, I'll be so fucking
You lose
pissed.
9-6. You get blown out by Indianapolis. There's another team that they lost to by a lot a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and that that 9-6 against the Jags.
After the Manning cast, we gotta point that out.
As of right now, any sort of steam you guys had is literally so beyond fizzled out. You guys aren't even in a you're not even contender right now, in my opinion. Like if we had to pick contenders to go to the Super Bowl right now, the Bills aren't even on my radar at this point.
Are the Patriots though?
No. And that defense.
You're not trusting Mac?
I'm not trusting Mac. I'm sorry. Not as a rookie, man. I'm just not. I mean, that just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. I mean, the last time like a rookie was able to do anything of that sort of relevance, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Big Ben was a rookie, but I mean, he played like shit in the Super Bowl. He played like shit throughout the playoffs. It was the bus and that defense that carried them. You know, I mean, like as of right now, I'm not trusting in the Patriots. But the Bills, like I said, they're not even on my radar. They're just not.
Who's y'all's top 4 teams in the NFL right now?
In all of NFL,
Don't say Tennessee because they got blown up.
Tennessee got the shit beat out of them. All right, so if I'm pulling from the AFC first, I would say Chargers for sure.
Yeah,
I still like that Chargers team quite a bit. And I hate to say it, but I'm gonna keep riding the Chiefs, man. Because look, I know there's been a lot of struggles, but at the end of the day, they're still the fucking Chiefs with that roster. Yep. They will figure it out and they will get it back on track and get it going. So when it comes to AFC, those are my top 2 teams, both out of the West. I do like Indy, and I like Indy a lot because of Jonathan Taylor.
Yep.
I think Carson, as long as Carson to me is in the same realm as Rex Grossman for the 06 Bears and Mitchell Trubisky for the 2016 Bears. Is that just do just enough.
Game manager.
Just be a game manager. That's all you need to do. Hand it to JT. Let your defense do work, and the Colts can do some serious damage. And when I made that comparison, I want to stress Wentz is better than both those 2 guys that I named. Let me stress that. I will stand by that. All I mean is when it came to how he plays with that offense, just be a game manager. That's it. You don't have to be Patrick Mahomes. You don't have to be Justin Herbert. Just be a game manager. If he can do that, the Colts can do some serious work.
Just know your role.
Yeah. And when it comes to the Titans, their season's done when King Henry went down.
Yeah.
Easy. King Henry was on his way to another 2,000-yard season, and it wasn't even going to be close. He was on his way to shattering the record. It wasn't even going to be close. Their season was done the moment he went down. The Patriots, I think they're going to make a run deep into the playoffs, but it's just at the end of the day, I think it's going to be the rookie quarterback that's going to end up hurting them. Pittsburgh, man, I don't fucking know. I really don't. 1 minute, Big Ben has a noodle arm. 1 minute, Big Ben is driving comebacks. I don't know about Pittsburgh. Is such a wild card to me. I have no clue. And it's the same thing about Baltimore. Baltimore has super highs and Baltimore has super lows. So it's like I don't know. Yeah. So right now, I think the Chargers are the best team in the AFC. Chiefs being the second. As for the NFC. Rams are still up there for me. Rams have their couple bad moments, but I still like the Rams. Cardinals, of course. Unfortunately, the Seahawks are out of it at this point, in my opinion. They just are. They've got too many issues that they got to work through.
I have all them weapons. You can't score a touchdown. Green Bay, I still gonna be in the conversation. How can you not put Tampa in the conversation? Tampa's still gonna be the number 1 team in the NFC. As long as number 12 is under center, don't.
No,
you can't bet them out.
Yeah, and I will say, unfortunately. I do think it's possible for the Cowboys to make a run. I hate to say that, I really do, but I think it is possible.
It makes sense that I pick Dallas to do good every year, and the only year I do not predict them to do good, they're fucking one of the best teams.
Yeah.
How did that game go last night? I fell asleep before it started.
I know
Tampa
the Giants.
Tampa did Tampa.
I know the Giants suck, and Jason Garrett got fired because of it.
Freddie Kitchens, the new OC. Joe Judge is on the hot seat. For sure.
We called that last week.
Yeah, we did. He's on the hot seat.
It's unfortunate because I did pick the Giants.
You did pick the Giants, yeah. What about you boys? Who are your top teams in the NFL right now? I kind of talked too long on that.
Definitely Chiefs and Chargers.
Yeah,
it's
kind of a given.
Yeah, I don't really know anybody else that can compete with them. And then I would say Green Bay and Tampa Bay.
I'll say when it comes to the two, thinking about it, just like I was right now, AFC is pretty weak right now.
It really is.
It's weak. NFC's got a lot more.
I'll be surprised
strength.
if an AFC team wins the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I just think it's going to be the winner of Green Bay and Tampa.
You're not throwing the Rams into that.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Not even
Mainly
the Cardinals. Not even the Cardinals.
Odell effect.
No. Cardinals just traded for Trace McSorley, so maybe they can win it.
Okay.
Let's get some Penn State love up there.
What about you, Shane?
My top 4 in order would be Arizona, Green Bay, Chargers, Chiefs, with that would be probably my top 4. I was gonna say another team just outside, but I'll just stick with my top 4.
So no Tampa.
Tampa would be like 5-6 range.
As long as Tom Brady.
Man, you're hating on Tampa like Brady was hating on Tampa last year. You remember that?
Yep.
Whenever we tried to do the show last year, before the season started, we predicted everyone's records, which I never want to do that again. I'm gonna be completely honest. And Brady predicted Tampa to go like 5-11 or whatever, and I'm like, there's no fucking chance. I told Brady, like, if they even come close to that, I will take you out and buy you the most expensive steak dinner you can get. It's like it's not gonna happen. There's no way.
I think I would have Tampa Bay at 5 and then the Rams at 6.
Okay. Go on a little bit of a side tangent here about my team.
Tangent.
Yeah, about my Bears. That they still stink. That's kind of a given. There's a lot of reports and rumors right now that Nagy's done after Thanksgiving game against the Lions. I hope the Lions beat us.
I hope they don't at the same time though.
Put the nail further in the coffin. We've lost 5 straight. His defense, his offense, as he's an offensive guru. His offense has never eclipsed 20th in the league for total yards and total points, whatever. Our 12-4 season, he was 21st in offense. After that, went down to like 26th, then 29th, and we were 32nd at one point this year. So get him gone. But the thing is, like, obviously he hasn't, he has his normal press conference. He says that's not true. He obviously has to say that, but he did also openly acknowledge that he may not finish the season. He doesn't know. If he does get fired, he will be the first coach in Chicago Bears history to be fired midseason.
That's wild.
Really?
No one, the Bears do not fire midseason. We wait till the end of the season, no matter what. He will be the first one in 101 years of the Bears organization.
How's that make you feel, though?
On the bright side, you can only go up from here.
Yeah, true.
You'd think.
I'll say this. For him being the first one to fall into that category, I don't think he's the worst coach we ever had. I will say that. Yeah. But it does put in perspective where this team feels that the organization's at, especially since they just put in a bid for that new stadium. Like they're building this team for the future to, they see what LA did, they see what Vegas did, and now they want a cut of that. They're building this entirely brand new stadium. They're gonna be able to put casinos up in that bitch, restaurants, whatever. They're here to make some serious cash, especially since they don't own Soldier Field. They just rent it.
Yeah.
So they're wanting to really build this. To build this, but to do that, you also need a decent football team. So, and with these rumors, I did see one little report. We'll see if it's true, and if it's true, I'm very conflicted about it. We've talked about this, on in before. Is that if this happens, Ryan Pace may not get fired. He may be retained, but he's not going to be retained as GM. He'll be disguised as a promotion that he'll go to a new position, but it'll actually be technically a demotion. I think it was like president of football operations, which I do believe is going to be under the GM. Yeah. So it is a demotion, but it's going to be praised as a promotion. I don't know how to feel about that. Ryan Pace has done a lot of good for the team. I will stand by that, to the end of the earth. But he's also made a lot of bad decisions too. He's either white hot or he's completely fizzled out. There is no in between with Ryan Pace. There never has been. It's one of the two. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes after Thanksgiving because if the rumors are true, by Monday, Matt Nagy will no longer be head coach of the Bears.
So what's the next move for y'all then?
That's the big question is who would be on our coaching candidates. Brian Daboll, I've seen rumors is going to be basically number one candidate right now.
After the Buffalo struggles.
Yeah, he's still at the top, to my understanding. Another guy is I think his name was Scott Turner. I forgot who he is the OC for right now. I'm drawing a blank.
Didn't he used to coach Arizona? Scott Turner?
Maybe.
No, you're thinking of Turner.
He's an under the radar sort of candidate. I think Joe Brady's still a candidate that they're going to look at. I don't know where we're going to pull for our head coach.
I wouldn't get Joe Brady.
I mean, at this point, I wouldn't get Joe Brady either.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go that route. I don't know who I'd go this route.
Even with what him and Matt Rule's doing with Cam right now?
Nah, just let them ride that out.
Yeah, just let him, I would say let him ride it. I don't know about Eric. I don't know if Eric will be the guy.
Probably not Chicago.
Yeah, probably not Chicago.
I don't think.
I wouldn't want Eric at this point. I'm a little scarred, pulling from Andy Reid's KC staff. So I don't know, man. I don't know what's gonna be next for us, especially if we do end up retaining Ryan Pace and give him a different position. Because here's the thing. Also, if we do retain Ryan Pace and he actually stays GM, I see zero chance he's gonna get to hire. Like they may ask his opinion, but he's not gonna be the one hiring because he hired Matt Nagy. When he came in, John Fox is already the head coach. But if he is retained, someone else is going to hire the head coach. Which, man, that's I don't know what scares me more: Ryan Pace getting another shot to hire, or someone above getting a chance to hire. I don't know what scares me more. Because Ted Phillips, our president, doesn't know shit about football. And then the McCaskies are so out of touch of football. All they're here to do. At the end of the day, football is a business, and they're business people. That's all they're here to do is make money.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's worse. I really don't. Bears are just fucked. This is the bottom line.
Well, you can take Sacramento's approach and just.
Yeah, you guys did get rid of what's his face?
Luke Walton.
Yeah, Luke Walton. Yeah.
But we upgraded with Alvin Gentry.
Oh, there you go.
So I don't know if y'all got any upgrades in y'all's house or anything, but
no,
I doubt it.
Not right now. No.
Yeah, I doubt it.
that entire staff, except maybe our defensive coordinator, is going to go.
Kellen Moore, go get him.
I don't know. I think Kellen might be too young to get a HC side, but I don't know. We said people probably said that about Sean McVay too. I don't know. Then you also another candidate that's going to be coming out of in conversation can be Byron as well.
Yeah,
Byron Leftwich down in Tampa. That's going to come out in convos. That'd be something.
Go get Kendall Browse.
That would be something.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned Cam. Is Cam Newton back, man? Cam played pretty well. I mean, they lost to Washington against the former coach, Ron Rivera. But, I mean, Cam, 21 for 27, 189, 2 TDs, 64.8 QBR, 120.5 overall rating, 46 rushing yards to a 4.6 average and 1 rushing TD. Is Cam back? Are we starting to see the Cam of old?
I think we're starting to see an evolution. And, I called it last week, too.
Yeah,
like,
you did.
Yeah.
If, because I believe in Matt Rule and Joe Brady. I really do. And that's coming from Marcus, a guy who hated Joe Brady when he was at LSU.
Right.
Hated him. Honestly, I think if LSU wants to continue to succeed, I would try to find every way possible to get him back.
Yeah.
But as long as them two are in Carolina under Cam Newton, they're going to do great things with him because they realize that towards the end of Ron Rivera's stint with Carolina, they started pulling away from his strengths because they got Christian McCaffrey.
Yep.
Right. And if you want that team to succeed, as good as Christian McCaffrey is, don't get me wrong, he's
a beast,
a top player. He's a top 3 player in the league, top 5 player. Yeah. But you got to revolve that team around Cam Newton.
Right.
I'm sorry. That man is too talented. That man is a genetic freak.
He is. Imagine the damage if he would have been if he could have been more than 1 year at Auburn.
Yep.
Just imagine the damage that could have been done at the college level. But you're right, dude's a freak. Point blank, period.
And especially in today's game where it's even more of an RPO kind of thing.
Yeah,
I mean, you're seeing it more and more in the NFL.
Right.
But, I mean, that was Matt Rule's and Joe Brady's thing. And Cam Newton is proving that he can pick up on the offense. He can run it. He knows what to do. I didn't really get to watch the game much on Sunday because I had to work. But, I mean, I was checking stats. And, like you said, he played pretty well.
Yeah, he did what he had to do. He put up 3 TDs, man. Like, people were shitting on the fact that the dude had 8 yards last week and 2 TDs. But, hey, he scored.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you want to do?
Yep.
I mean, you can put up, 500-something yards, but, like, if you don't get a TD, what's the point?
Yep.
I mean, cool, it looks great for your stat line, but, I mean, what's the point if you don't score, I mean, you look at some of the quarterbacks that's gotten over 5,000 yards. I mean, Matt Stafford was a 5,000-yard passer.
Yeah.
For the Lions. What does that say? I mean, You know, I mean, yards aren't everything, man. The guy scores. I mean, the guy gets out there, he plays ball, and he gets the job done. He does what he's got to do. And I will say, you know, in terms of like what you're talking about, Shane, with his abilities and everything, and how the offenses have more changed. Man, he's an older guy now. I think he's in his 30s, but like the league is now at a point where it fits his skill set damn near perfectly, and that's where it's going to be. You know, and with him being in such phenomenal shape, it's going to be wild to see how it's going to be over the next couple of years, especially if Carolina, hopefully, in my opinion, just retains him. You know, don't let him walk this offseason. Retain the guy. Yeah. You know, unless you have an opportunity to grab like an absolute, just someone who's 1,000 times better, which, you know, who's that going to be going into this offseason? Aaron Rodgers going to be the number one guy everyone's going to go after. And Aaron Rodgers, man, he's picking his destination. I don't think it's going to be Carolina. No. It's probably going to be Denver if I'm going to go ahead and put money on it now.
Yeah. His top two is going to be Denver, San Fran.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, retain Cam, dude. I mean, he's like the heart of that city right now. I mean, he has been since 2011. You know, so I mean, Cam's on a different level. You know, and another guy that's been on a different level is still Tom. Tom is on. You know, for the age that he is, this guy is on a different level.
I did see a highlight from last night's game where he pulled off like a 12-yard run.
Dude, I know he put up the juke.
I was like, this man is 50 years old out here doing something that not a lot of quarterbacks even want to do.
Yeah. So quick little hit on his stats here, man. 3,177 yards, second in the league. 29 TDs, it's first in the league. A 65.8 QBR, that's third in the league. Is this guy your potential MVP frontrunner at the moment? You know, coming into the season, I hammered Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's been out for 3 weeks now. If Kyler Murray comes back from this, especially since they're about to have a bye week, so perfect, you know, that they went ahead. You know, I'm pretty sure him and D-Hop both could have played last week, but, you know, since they were going in the bye, give them another week. Hey, I think that's perfect, especially since they're trying to make that run. If Kyler Murray comes back and plays phenomenal, I think Kyler Murray can jump back up to that number one MVP spot. I think if Matt Stafford plays phenomenal throughout the season, I think he can as well. Yeah. But right now, is Tom the front runner in you guys' mind?
I think he is until Kyler Murray comes back.
Okay.
Because in my opinion, when you have D-Hop, when you have Kyler Murray, Arizona is the best team in the NFL.
Yeah.
And give it what it is, but football people always give it to the quarterback on the best team. Right. Especially when that quarterback's the best player on the team.
Yeah, true. I know one person that ain't going to win MVP. That's going to be Aaron Rodgers. I thought it was funny that he even acknowledged that on the Pat McAfee show. Pat laid up that question. It's like, do you acknowledge the fact that you may never win another MVP again? And Aaron just laughs. He's like, that's actually a legitimate possibility. I'm probably never winning it again. Because of all the vaccination stuff that came out. But, I mean, no, I definitely think it's going to – right now, it's Tom, and I agree with you. Once Kyler comes back, you know, we'll see if Kyler comes back and plays well. Kyler, in my opinion, is going to jump back up to that number one front runner.
Yep.
And I'm looking forward to that. Before we jump into our predictions now, it's about that time. I mean, we're an hour in. We got to jump into these. I do have one more question for you boys, you know, because with how Baker has played recently, all right, you know, what do you think the Browns should do in this situation? You know, do you think the Browns? I mean, it's time to give him a contract. And I also have a follow up question with that. Same thing with Saquon, number 1 and 2 picks. I mean, how do you think these teams approach these? And just for the record, just so everyone understands how my brain works, just talking about Kyler, Oklahoma Sooner, it just my brain went from that to Baker. Okay, that's how my brain works. So anyway, how do you guys feel the Browns should handle the Baker Mayfield contract situation? I mean, obviously they're not going to pay him a shit ton of money. They're not going to blow it out of the bank for him. But do you think, you know, I personally think they need to re-sign him. That's my opinion. And hopefully, but he's got that side of an ego. Obviously, he always has. I don't know if he's going to be willing to accept the money that they would probably offer and then pitch it as, look, you've done really well. You've helped us, you know, lay the foundation for the future of this organization. Yes, but you're still not this guy. Yeah. You're still not this guy. Take this deal. We'll try to re-up maybe a year or two, you know, see how it goes as you continue to get more comfortable in the system. I don't know if he's willing to do that. You know, so what do you guys think the Browns and maybe even the Giants with Barkley should do?
I think with the Browns, a smart thing for Baker himself coming as a player and thinking of his career and also the Browns with the organization, I think the best thing is a 2-3 year deal with another year option, right? So a 2-year deal, third player option, or a 3rd year option, or a 3-year deal with a 4th year option
for decent starter money.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think he deserves no $30 million a year or whatever.
In the 20s, probably.
Yeah, probably like
25.
Yeah, mid 20s, low 20s. And don't get me wrong, that's, when Baker was playing like I think Baker can play, I don't think he's a 30 million, but he's definitely upper 20s.
Right.
Like 27, 28 range. So take that contract for, 22, 23 million a year, 2, 3, 4 years, and prove what you can do. And if not, if you don't feel comfortable with how the organization is going, then, after the 2 or 3 years before your player option, you can head somewhere else.
Right. Tyler, what's your thoughts on Barkley, your former Penn State guy? What do you think the Giants should do with that one?
It all depends on what they do with Gettleman and Judge. And
Gettleman's got to go up front.
Well, got to go and going's two different things.
Yeah, true.
So, I think Judge, Danny Dimes, and Barkley's like a package deal. If you take one out, you take them all out. So, but, where would he go though? That's the thing. Where would Barkley go?
I couldn't even begin to answer that right now if I even wanted to.
Chicago.
I feel like we're pretty set. We've got 3 very talented backs up there, and unfortunately, I feel like one of them is probably going to go, which is my favorite player, Tariq Cohen.
Yeah.
He hasn't played at all this year. He's still dealing with injury from last season. He's set to come back maybe here in the near future. Herbert's now out for the rest of the season. So it wouldn't be Chicago. I feel like we're going to be pretty set at running back, but I don't know where Barkley would go. I really don't.
Like,
I don't know, maybe Philly?
They got Miles Sanders.
Miles Sanders is overrated. Let's go ahead and address that right now. He's overrated.
He is overrated, but I think he's still a consistent running back one.
If I had the choice to get Barkley or Sanders, I'd probably choose Barkley.
You know who didn't have to have that choice? Penn State. Because they have both the motherfuckers. That also brings it back to Baker. Where would he go?
Now, that's a big question.
Like,
where would he go?
But also, what would Cleveland do without him?
And
where the hell would they go?
That's the thing, because when it comes to the Cleveland and Baker situation, they either have to get you either have to get a very significant upgrade or just go with Baker.
And see, I think that's what thinking of it of a straight organization kind of deal here. If you're looking for a quarterback in this, if you need a quarterback, you might as well just sign somebody through free agency,
especially with how this draft is,
and just roll with them for another year or two. And I don't even know I don't know what the draft is going to look like next year with quarterbacks. So, you could potentially be looking at 2 years of not having a good quarterback class.
Yeah. It's going to be rough, man. It's going to be rough. Let's go ahead and jump into our predictions and stuff. I'll do a couple of recaps. I'm not going to recap everything. I'll do a few recaps here. Miami beat Virginia Tech 38-26. Penn State beat Rutgers 28-0 with that makeshift rivalry. Shout out to that. Clemson ended up beating 10th-ranked Wake 48-27. Shout out to that one.
Which actually surprised me.
Yeah. For our FCS Game of the Week recap, Montana ended up beating Montana State 29-10. And our terrible Game of the Week recap, Tulane ended up beating USF 45-14. So let's go ahead and jump into some predictions, boys. So some games that we do have lined up here for this week is like Miami going against Duke, Penn State and Michigan State for the Land-Grant Trophy, Wyoming, that's a rivalry game there, USF, UCF, Texas State, Arkansas State, Notre Dame, Stanford, Cal, UCLA. Of course, we have Ohio State and Michigan. We have Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Missouri, and Arkansas for the makeshift Battle Line rivalry, which I still think is a dumb name, personally. UNC and NC State and Georgia Tech and number 1 ranked Georgia with the rivalry called Clean Old-Fashioned Hate. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, Georgia Tech, you're about to get the dog shit beat out of you. And then, of course, the Iron Bowl with Alabama and Auburn, and then Oregon State and Oregon. Big, these last 2 weeks of the season are always some big-name rivalries, but it's just a matter of how much are they relevant. So we'll go ahead and get stuff started with predictions. We'll do FCS playoffs to kick things off. Pick a color. We'll play some music.
Orange.
I don't think you've heard orange yet, have you? Mm-mm. Orange is actually an interesting find that I found because it's like an alternate version almost of our theme song. So I thought that was pretty dope. I'm going to be real. So we'll do orange. You see what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's like an alternate version, man. It's
Yep.
pretty sick. All right, so we're going to start off with round 1 of the FCS playoffs. We'll start off with Stephen F. Austin versus Incarnate Word. Where is that? I saw that's college name. I'm like, where the hell is that?
Texas.
Texas? Okay. Winner goes on to play number 1 ranked Sam Houston. Who do you guys got in this one?
Sam Houston. They've been.
No. The winner goes on to play them.
Go on to play.
Yeah. This is Stephen F. Austin and Incarnate Word. I'm going with Austin. SFA.
Yeah, I'm going Austin.
SFA.
Give me Incarnate Ward.
This
Okay. Next up, UT Martin and Missouri State. Winner goes on to play 8th ranked Montana State. I'm gonna go with UT Martin. Show some respect to Zach Wallace.
Yep, same. He's been doing some damage.
You said UT Martin, Missouri State.
Yeah, Missouri State. Bobby Petrino.
Bobby P.
Bobby P, baby.
You're going Bobby P. Okay.
Bracing off.
Mr. Motorcycle Man.
Damn.
Rip. Sacred Heart and Holy Cross. Winner goes on to play 5th ranked Villanova. I didn't know Villanova was that good. I guess I just missed that.
Yeah, that's why I said they would do pretty good against Penn
I'm
State.
going to go Holy Cross.
Yeah, I'm going to go Rudy's first school, Holy Cross.
Yeah, I'm going Holy Cross too.
Next up, UC Davis and South Dakota State. Winner goes on to play 4th ranked Sacramento State.
South Dakota State.
I'm going to go with South Dakota State. I like that quarterback a lot.
Me too.
I'm going to take this loss, UC Davis.
Okay. Next up, Florida A&M and Southeast Louisiana, which is led by Colt Kelly.
Yeah, I'm going Coltrane all the way.
I'm sticking with Cole. He's leading the FCS right now in yards, and I think he's in the top 5 for touchdowns too. So I'm going Cole.
I'm going to go Cole as well. We'll keep rocking with it. UNI versus Eastern Washington. I'm going Eastern Washington, dude. I love that quarterback over there. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Like Eric, whatever. It starts with an E. I don't know. Or a B, one of the two.
Yeah, I'm going Eastern Washington too.
I'm going Northern Iowa. Go Javad.
Okay. Davidson and Kennesaw State. Winner goes on to play 7th ranked East Tennessee State, I believe is what that is.
Davidson.
I'm going Davidson.
I'm going Kennesaw.
Don't know how to spell it, but okay.
KENNESAW maybe?
Sure. Why not? We roll with it. I didn't know how to spell it. That's why I picked Davidson.
All right, next up, Southern Illinois at South Dakota. Winner goes on to play 2nd ranked North Dakota State. I'm going South Dakota on this one.
I'm going Salukis. Go Southern Illinois.
Okay.
I'm going South Dakota.
Damn. I'm either going to catch a lot of L's or I'm going to catch a lot of dubs.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of L's, though.
We'll see how it goes. All right. Cut the music here. We're going to play a new track from the beginning here for Shane, because we're going to do a little bit of a different segment. Since Shane is here on the show, he's really big into spreads and everything. So we are going to look at some spreads. Shane has some games picked out with different spread lines, and all 3 of us are going to pick it, and we're going to see how it goes. So I'm going to play this one. Hit us with it, Shane. What do you got?
All right, first off, got Ole Miss, Mississippi State.
Okay.
Opened up at a 2.5 point favorite for Ole Miss.
Okay.
Over under 61. As of right now, it's a 1.5 point favorite for Ole Miss.
Give me Ole Miss on that. Ole Miss 1.5.
Ole Miss 1.5.
Yeah.
Taking it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I will too. I think the lane range that's gonna be too much for me.
That's minus, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Easy. I'm taking minus
Now,
1.5.
what about over under? Over under 61.
I'm taking under.
Damn. I was going to take Mississippi State. Give me them points, and we're going over 61. I feel like this is going to be a damn shootout.
Yeah, I'm going Ole Miss with a 1.5 and then over.
Okay. What's your next game?
Let's see. Should we do the Missouri Arkansas game? It wasn't originally in my 6, but
Sure, man, if you want to.
all right.
What you
So it opened up at Arkansas at a 16-point favorite and 62.5 over under. Right now it's sitting at 15-point favorite for Arkansas, still 62.5 over under.
Damn.
How you boys feeling on that?
I'm taking Arkansas with a 15, but I'm going under.
What was the under? Under what?
62.5.
Okay.
I don't see it.
I just don't know if Missouri can keep it within that. That's what I'm.
See, a lot of people, even people like Trey Biddy, like ESPN analysts, the Arkansas analysts are saying that it's going to be closer than 14.
Yeah.
Which that's what it was on through ESPN's. I'm going through like actual betting odds right now, like through Vegas. But ESPN has it at 14.
Give me Missouri. Missouri plus 15, right?
15.
It'd be Arkansas minus 15, Missouri plus 15.
Yeah, give me Missouri plus 15, and I'm gonna go under.
I'm gonna do the exact same thing. I just don't see it happening. Arkansas scoring that much.
Okay. What's your next game?
Ohio State and Michigan.
Ooh, what's these lines?
So they actually don't have. Okay, never mind. So over under 64.5.
Okay.
Ohio State opened up at a 6-point favorite, but it's gone up to an 8-point favorite right now.
Give me Ohio State minus 8 and give me the over. What was the over score? 860 what?
64.5.
64. Yeah, give me the over and give me Ohio State plus 8, minus 8.
I'm gonna say give me Ohio State minus 8, but I'm gonna go under 64.5. So it's gonna be a low score. I'm telling you, man, Ohio State.
See, I wanna agree with you. Like the stats want me to stick with you, Alex, but just for picks wise, I'm gonna go Michigan to cover the minus 8.
Okay.
But I'm gonna go over the 64.5. So I'm different than both of y'all.
So it's gonna be high scoring, close game.
Yep.
All right. What else you got?
Let's see here. Houston and no, I'm not gonna go there. Texas Tech Baylor game's interesting. Big 12, a lot of points. Not really much to play on. Baylor's already in the Big 12 championship. Don't think I'm gonna go there though. I'll do this one for old Jimmer over there. Texas State and Arkansas State. Over under 63.5. Arkansas State opened up at a 2-point favorite, and they're still sitting at a 2-point favorite as of today.
Give me Texas State. And give me, what was the score?
63.5.
Give me under.
I'm gonna go Arkansas State minus 2, and I'm gonna say over. They're gonna make a statement for old Butch.
Yeah, I'm going with I'm gonna go with the same as Tyler.
Okay, what's up? What's up next?
Alabama Auburn.
Okay.
Alabama opened up at a 21-point favorite with over under being at 51.5.
21-point favorite.
Yeah.
And 51.5. I'm gonna go ahead and hammer the 51 and over. 51
Well,
and a half.
that's what it opened up as. Right now, it's still 51.5, but Alabama's a 19.5-point favorite.
Oh damn!
Give me over the 51.5, and then you said 19.
19.5.
That's a lot.
That is a
that's
lot
deep.
to cover.
Man,
Give me Auburn.
same.
Auburn plus 19.
Yeah, that's too many points for me, man. I might have.
Yeah, same. I'm
Stay
going-
clear,
Are
no.
you doing over? Or under?
I'm gonna go over because I think Bama could score 51 if they wanted to.
True.
But the thing is, I think if they score 50, 60 points, that Auburn defense has to be giving up a lot of points.
Well, you also got to think if it's a 19, that would be, let's say they score 35. All they got to do is score 2 touchdowns and they'll cover.
True. Yeah, give me the over, but give me Auburn to cover the 19. And what is that? We're set at what, 4 or 5?
5.
All right.
You want the over on that?
Yeah.
Okay, over. Okay. All right, what you got in that? This is the last one?
Last one.
Cool.
Texas A&M LSU.
Okay.
Texas A&M opening up at a 7-point favorite. It's currently sitting at a 6.5. The over under is 45.5.
You said a 7-point favorite?
It's currently sitting at 6.5 for Texas A&M.
For Texas A&M. And you said what was it? 45?
45.5.
And give me the over on that.
Yeah, that's an easy over.
And then I'm gonna take LSU minus. It'd be 6.5. Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, give me LSU minus plus 6.5. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm going Texas A&M with a 6.5, and then I'm going over.
I'm gonna go Texas A&M minus 6.5. I'm gonna go under 45.
Under 45. Okay.
Yeah. This is, I mean, LSU.
You said you're going Texas A&M.
Yeah, LSU doesn't have nothing to play for. Their coach already leaving anyway. They're not bowl eligible. They're just there. You know.
I think they're gonna play for him.
I don't think nobody cares about them anymore.
I think they'll play for him. Send them out on a good note, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, let's just get into as soon as I get back to the page, I guess. Which one? Yeah, this one. All right, we'll get into some college predictions now. Just outright winners for games. I'll run through my 12 real quick, and then you guys can do yours. How's that?
Sounds good.
Sound good.
First up for me, Hawaii and Wyoming. I'm going to rock with Hawaii on this one still, even though I do acknowledge the possibility of Wyoming getting the dub. I think Hawaii's going to pull it out. I'm going to go with Ole Miss over Mississippi State. Ohio State over Michigan. It's easy peasy. Oregon and Oregon State. Man, I've been rocking with the Beavs all year, but I'm going to rock with the Ducks on this one, even though they had that embarrassing loss. Penn State and Michigan State. Going Michigan State. Fuck you, Tyler. Miami and Duke. Going with the U on that one. Alabama and Auburn. Going Bama. Next up, Kentucky and Louisville. Going Kentucky on that one. And then West Kentucky and Marshall, which is a pretty big Conference USA game there. I'm going West Kentucky. I really like Bailey Zapp. That's how you pronounce his last name. UNC and NC State. We're going to rock with NC State on that one. Eastern Michigan and Central Michigan. I'm going to go with Central Michigan. And lastly, Northwestern Illinois. I'm going with Brett Bielema's Illinois. All right, what you guys got?
You want me next or?
Yeah, go for it, dude.
Okay, first game.
Okay.
Ole Miss, Mississippi State.
Okay.
Pretty sure I just picked Mississippi State to win, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick Mississippi State to win again. Arkansas, Mizzou. I think Arkansas's lost 5 years in a row.
Yep.
Yeah, they breaking streaks this year. So Arkansas,
We'll pick.
Eastern Michigan and Central Michigan. I don't know who's leading in the Michigan Cup, but let's go Eastern Michigan because I'm pretty sure the field is gray.
Yeah,
even though they're on the road, so it really doesn't matter. But that's a fancy fact. So
it is a fancy fact.
I love these two schools, Ohio and Bowling Green. I'm gonna take Ohio because I remember earlier in the year their quarterback went 99 yards. So
You love the most random fucking schools.
Mac Attack. Let's go. Penn State, Michigan State. I would love to get this loss by picking Penn State, but I'm at the point where Michigan State's probably going to be the dog shit out of us. So I'm going to be pissed if Michigan State wins. I'm going to be pissed if Penn State wins. So it really doesn't matter. I'm catching a loss either way.
So go Michigan State.
I'm trying to get some
dubs.
Trying to get some dubs, okay?
Got it.
Wake and Boston College. I've been riding this Wake train this whole year.
You have.
I'm going to keep riding them.
Fair.
Last time I said that, Boston College beat whoever it was. So fuck Boston College. Let's go Wake.
Okay.
I wish I didn't have to say this team's name, but fuck Florida State. Playing Florida. Both these teams fucking suck.
True.
Ain't nobody would have thought this game would have really mattered for bowl invitations. So for that reason, Florida ain't got no coach. Let's go fucking Florida State.
Unfortunately.
Give me a dub. Maryland's and Rutgers. Both these teams fucking suck. But let's go to his brother and Maryland. Hawaii, your school, and Wyoming. I want to say my school at the same time. Let's go Cowboys. Beat them Warriors. Bama, Auburn. Bama going to beat the dog shit out of them. Hopefully there ain't no kick six happens. Oregon State and Oregon. I really want to pick Oregon State because
I did too.
Because I like Steven Jackson and all them and Brandon Cooks. They got a lot of people I like come from Oregon State, but it's a duck attack. Let's go Ducks.
Last one.
This ain't the last one, but it's all good. Western Kentucky and Marshall. Yes, it is the last one. My fault. No, it's not. Western Kentucky, Marshall. Let's go Hilltoppers. And then Notre Dame and Stanford. Let's go Notre Dame. How many?
That was 13 games.
That was 13? Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I thought I messed it up.
I'll throw in a 13th here in a minute.
Okay.
Shane, what you got?
Ole Miss, Mississippi State. I'm going Ole Miss.
Naturally.
Yep. Got Arkansas, Missouri. Going Arkansas. Georgia Tech. I'm going to catch an easy dub right here.
Yeah, go ahead and get yourself an easy dub.
Give me some dubs.
I try to avoid the really easy ones, but I respect it.
Ohio State, Michigan. I would love to see Michigan win, but I'm going to go Ohio State. I still think they still out to prove some shit. So,
yeah.
Okay. Texas Tech, Baylor. Going Baylor. Auburn, Alabama. Oregon State. I think it's going to be a trifecta. Ducks. Penn State, Michigan State.
Trifecta again.
Nittany Lions, baby.
Oh, God damn it.
I think Michigan State's on a fucking spiral after last week. I don't think they'll be able to recover.
Okay.
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State.
Good job. I like it.
Notre Dame and Stanford. Oh, I want to pick Stanford so bad. I hate Notre Dame. I'm going Stanford. Fuck it. That's the only reason why I picked it.
This dude.
What am I at right now?
This is, well, the Oklahoma State game was our FBS game of the week that I forgot to shout out. So I already marked that pick down for you. I'll
okay.
follow back up to that. So you technically have 9 of your picks if you take out Oklahoma State and Oklahoma.
Okay.
We're a great show.
Yeah.
Man.
This is a terrible show for a reason.
I love it.
We ain't got no damn screens over here. That's what it is. Messed up the vibe.
Yeah, it really did. For real. For real.
And dude, we got the window open, man. Can't see nothing.
I'm watching for my package. I'm not missing this. I want to play Halo Infinite, okay? I need this graphics card.
UTSA in North Texas.
Okay.
Easy dub.
Yeah, it wasn't originally on my list, but I'm gonna roll with UTSA.
Okay.
Wake Forest and Boston College. I really don't want to go with Wake Forest, but I'm going to.
Okay.
Wisconsin, Minnesota. That's not gonna be a game, really. Fuck it. Wisconsin, Minnesota. Wisconsin.
Okay. Get one more.
This man off the dome over here.
Yeah, my notes deleted, so I'm going off of ESPN's games right now. Let's see here. North Carolina and NC State.
Okay.
Going North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
For my last game, I guess since you guys both called it, even though I don't really have a dog in this fight, I guess I'll call Arkansas Missouri game. I'll rock it with Arkansas. For FBS game of the week, it is going to be Oklahoma State and Oklahoma. I think that's going to be a much better game than Michigan and Ohio State. I'm going to rock with OK State. Tyler, who you got?
Oklahoma State.
And then just for Tyler, I did call for our terrible game of the week be Texas State and Arkansas State.
I appreciate that.
Both these teams suck.
Yeah.
Especially Arkansas State. I'm going to keep rocking with Texas State on this one. Who you boys got?
Hell yes. Let's go Arkansas State.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going Arkansas State.
All right, we'll see if I get that dub. If I catch that dub there.
Man.
All right, boys.
Old
Final
Bobcats.
finishing up the show here. We have NFL picks. Only buys we have is KC and Arizona. Of course, this is Thanksgiving week, so we have 3 Thursday games. Kicking things off is my team, Chicago and Detroit, which I did not forget this week, like how I forgot Chicago and Baltimore last week.
Side note, we have 2 games on Saturday now.
For the NFL?
Yep.
Which ones?
Raiders, Browns, and Colts, Patriots. They got flexed.
Okay, good to know. So Raiders, where was that game at?
I have no fucking clue.
Well, no, that's not going to be for this week because Browns are Sunday night games. So that'd probably be the next
shit. Yeah, week 15. I don't know if I can know.
Yeah, because I did see reports that San Fran Seattle was going to get flexed off of Sunday night.
See, that's what
I think that's next week.
Yeah, that's what I heard,
Okay.
and then
All right.
I just fucked up.
So Thanksgiving
My fault.
games. First up, Chicago and Detroit. I'm a rock with Detroit. Let's get that dub for Detroit. Their first dub of the year. Let's get it.
Against their own team.
Man, I want this to be done.
The hate for Matt Nagy.
It
Is
is very strong. He is just not. I mean, I like the guy as a motivator. I think he's a great motivator. I think he's a great leader in that capacity. But as a head coach, primary offensive play caller, the man sucks up front. Get him out. So I want this nail to be. I want it done. I want to move on because I have wasted the last 3 years of my life being a Bears fan. I want to be done. So
I need to. I'll pick Detroit as well, but I need to know for sure from a Detroit fan if one's listening that you can at least win like 3 games.
I also want to point out that this could also bite both of us in the ass because it's still unconfirmed if Jared Goff's playing. I think it's gonna be Tim Boyle again. So
Yeah.
just that fucked me last week when I picked Detroit over Cleveland. So anyway, Tyler, who are you rocking with? I don't think Justin's playing. I think it's gonna be Andy, which I don't think is a bad thing. But
I'm set on the 0-16-1 record, so Chicago.
okay. Well,
But
you may catch that dub.
But I just really want Nagy gone. Yeah. So
Vegas and Dallas. I'm rocking with Dallas in this one. Vegas' season's done.
I agree. Going Cowboys.
giddy up.
Buffalo and New Orleans.
Silence from
When
Tyler.
the Saints go marching in, let's
The
go New
Saints.
Orleans.
Oh man. Okay. I'll rock with Buffalo on this one. I think they'll bounce back this game.
It's at New Orleans, by the way,
I know.
Ooh.
on a night game and on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, the last game of the night.
Fuck, I remember last year or the year before Buffalo went to Dallas and
Get embarrassed.
no, they won.
Oh, did they?
You don't remember Josh and Trey Day
Nope.
eating that turkey leg?
Nope.
I
Damn,
remember
you
that.
remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that was 2 years ago.
I'm going Saints.
Saints,
I didn't know they were at home.
Hopping over to our noon games, Tampa Bay and Indianapolis.
Tampa. I want to pick Indianapolis though.
I really do too. Jonathan Taylor. I'm going Indianapolis
Okay.
just because of my hatred for Tampa Bay.
I'm going to go with Tampa on this one. Jets and the Texans.
Oh, battle of the bad.
Yeah, battle of the shits. I'm going to go with Houston, man. We riding that steam after beating Tennessee. Jets just stink. They're just so bad.
Carter's out 2 to 3 weeks, by the way.
Yeah, I feel better about my Houston pick.
Same. I picked usually.
Yeah, I'm going to go Houston.
Philly and the Giants. I'm going to rock Philly on this one.
Again, Giants are just bad. Got to go Philly.
Well, it brings me back to my picking the Giants every week.
Every week.
What's wrong with you?
Eventually, they're going to hit it. How about that?
All right, so Giants.
Damn.
Okay.
I got them going fucking 17-0 on our
You
picks.
really do. So you're going Giants.
Yep, let's go.
Okay.
Danny Dimes.
Carolina and Miami. I'm going Carolina.
Going Carolina too.
Same.
I'm still on that Cam Newton train.
I am too.
Cam Newton.
Tennessee and New England. Going New England.
I'm going Tennessee.
I want to go Tennessee, but I'm going to go New England. Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right.
Pittsburgh and Cincinnati.
This has always been a really bad rivalry
Yeah.
where it gets ugly, and I'm picking Tennessee.
Tyler.
Cincy.
Well, I'm going to be the lone man. I'm going to rock with Pitt. Atlanta and Jacksonville. Both these teams suck, but Jacksonville sucks worse in my mind. But both these teams suck, but I could see Jacksonville sneaking a win. God, Atlanta's so bad, though. Oh, my God.
really are.
Atlanta is so
Taking
bad.
shots at Jeremy over here.
I'm sorry, Jeremy.
No,
but Atlanta
I did
sucks.
see a thing where Ridley was cleared to play. I don't know if he's going to be playing or
he's
not.
He's not.
He's not? Okay.
No.
I think for that reason I'm going Jacksonville.
I'm going to go with the Jags, man. Atlanta stinks, flat out.
If they had Ridley, I'd pick Atlanta.
I'm going to pick Atlanta just because.
Okay, fair enough, I guess. Afternoon games, Chargers at Denver. Rockin' Chargers. Go Bolts.
Against my Denver team, but I'm going to go Bolts.
Same. Go Bolts.
Rams at Green Bay.
Damn.
Green Bay.
Going
That's
Green Bay.
That's a silent good game right there, Green Bay.
Minnesota at San Fran.
Battle of the mediocres.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Well, how do you spell mediocre? You got it, Minnesota.
You got an M.
I'm a rock with the Vikings as well.
Yeah, same here.
Sunday night game, Cleveland at Baltimore.
Is Lamar and Hollywood going to be back?
That's what I have not seen if they're going to be back yet or not.
I mean, their backup played pretty for Lamar, but I'm going Ravens.
Talk about Boykin.
Yeah.
Was that Boykin still?
No, it was someone else that played.
Yeah.
Like it's some guy who played at Utah, Tyler Huntley, I think.
Yep.
Oh, damn.
I'm gonna go with Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore.
And then Monday night game, Seattle at Washington.
So Seattle and Washington?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Washington? Seattle can't score. No, watch Tyler Lockett go for like 90.
I'm going Seattle.
It's tough. I like both teams. Cam Curl's playing really well for the Washington team, but I'm going to go Seattle.
Damn.
All right, I'll run through our fantasy league standings real quick. Nate's 10-1, J Max 8-3, Jimmy 7-4, Tony 6-5, Brady 6-5, Dave 6-5, Tyler 6-5, and I'm 2-9.
Damn.
2-9, man, with that squad. It's possible. It's possible.
Keeping the dream alive.
I am, dude. We're tanking hardcore. Boys, any last thoughts before we get out of here?
I'm hungry as fuck.
I'm actually pretty hungry myself.
My stomach's been growling for the last hour.
Yeah, so let me hit the music. Let's work our way out of here. Cause,
He said, let's go ahead and...
yeah, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Because I think you got something you got to do post 3. I'm hungry. We're all hungry. So let's go and get out of here.
Yeah, I got to work.
Yeah. So, all right. Any last words before we get out of here, boys?
Save me some eggs, somebody.
I'll think about it. Can't guarantee anything, though.
I got you.
That's fine.
He's got you.
Okay. And some ham if you got some.
I might can help you there.
Maybe some rolls. What kind of rolls y'all eat?
Hawaiian rolls. You can't go anywhere else.
Hawaiian rolls is where it's at.
Yeah. Yeah. You ever go to Harps and get them big ass rolls that look like that? Look like damn
No.
ace balls?
No.
Hawaiian all the time.
Well, when you cheap, you go get that shit. Actually, I don't know how much they cost. Probably less than, probably more than fucking Hawaiian rolls. Damn. What you eating tonight? Since you didn't mention that.
I don't know yet.
Or what you eating in about 5 minutes? Because I know we all about to get some food.
Here's the thing. Whatever I'm about to eat will probably be the last thing that I eat for the day, just because that's how it goes.
I feel that.
So I don't know. We'll see. We'll look, see if there's anything in there I want to cook, or if I want to go grab something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
DoorDash.
I'm gonna hit Highway 5 right here and go to Subway.
There you go. It's a good pick.
Yeah, Subway sounds so damn good.
All right. Well, Shane, appreciate you coming back on. Good conversation as always. With that said, hopefully if you guys made it all the way to the end, we appreciate the hell out of you. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, or do whatever your platform allows. Go follow us at Twitter at TerribleFB Show. Make sure to tune in for next week where we'll be calling the conference championship games, round 2 of the FCS Playoffs. Lots of good stuff popping off here in college football. Until next time, guys, have a good one. See ya.